cooling off period on agency agreements. Now, Section 59 of the Property and Stock Agents Act talks all about the cooling off period. Now, this is for the sale of residential or rural property. So when you're filling in a residential or a rural agency agreement, there is a cooling off period that is the right of the vendor. So, and the cooling off period commences on at the minute you sign that agency agreement through to 5 p.m. on the next business day. And here's where Saturdays are regarded as business days, because they certainly are in the property industry. So sign an agency agreement on a Saturday. Obviously, that rolls through to 5 p.m. on the Monday. Every other day, it just rolls to 5 p.m. on the next day. So, guys, just remember that you need to build that into your planning. Now, can the vendor waive their right to that cooling off period? Of course they can. There's always a way to waive a right if all parties agree. So that's a really good thing. So what do you need to do to actually waive that right? Well, firstly, you need to have given, as an agent, you need to have given that vendor the New South Wales Fair Trading Consumer Education Guide on Agency Agreements, a copy of that to your vendor at least the day before they sign the agency agreement and not more than a month before they sign the agency agreement. So if you're sending out an information pack about you as an agent and your agency, which is a great thing to do, before you're signing these up, then guys, make sure that there's a copy of that New South Wales Fair Trading's Consumer Education Guide in there. And, you'll have a blank copy of your agency agreement. You'll have, lots of stuff about you and how awesome you are and your agency and how you can best, and maybe some suburb information, a whole range of things that you could have in that'll, make your vendors know a little bit about you and a little bit more about what you can offer prior to you getting there or having a Zoom meeting with them or however you're doing your listings at the moment to make that happen. So that's the one thing they've got to do. And they're also signing off. So they've got to put it in writing. So, part of that is also ticking the box on the agency agreement where it actually says when did they get that consumer education guide, and making sure that it was at least the day before they're signing the agency agreement. If you're giving it to them at the same time as them signing the agency agreement, you cannot waive the cooling off period. The answer to that question is, are you waiving the cooling off period, will always be no. So you've got to meet all of the conditions to be able to waive that cooling off period. So guys, sometimes, there's no point because you haven't got a contract yet, you haven't got, marketing ready, you haven't got a whole range of things ready. However, there are other times when, it's a really hotly sought after listing and, you want to be the first one in there securing that listing. And, just make sure you tick all your boxes and have everything ready to make sure that you can actually legally waive or, talk to your vendor about waiving that cooling off period.